Kosovo is located in the Balkan region of southern Europe, east of the Adriatic Sea. This small, self-declared country shares a northern border with Serbia and a western border with Albania. Kosovo has a long-standing history regarding its fight for independence, a conflict that still resonates today. Kosovo was originally an independent country, but became a province of Serbia in 1912, following the Balkan Wars. After World War I, Kosovo, along with most of the Balkan region, amalgamated into Yugoslavia, which was a unified country under the Serbian dynasty. Following World War II, Yugoslavia became a communist country, and in 1974, Kosovo was granted autonomy and equal treatment with the founding members of Yugoslavia. This severely weakened Serbia's power, causing President Slobodan Milosevic of Serbia to attempt to regain control of the province in 1986. The other members of Yugoslavia, particularly Croatia and Slovenia, resisted this because they saw it as a threat to their own sovereignty. In 1990, war broke out in Yugoslavia, which led to Serbia officially withdrawing from the Union in 1992. Without other countries to hinder him, President Milosevic stripped Kosovo of the autonomy that the province had enjoyed under Yugoslavia, and then he began a systematic oppression of Kosovo's Albanian majority. Kosovo responded by declaring themselves an independent republic, sparking a vicious war between the Kosovar Albanian majority and Serbs. Despite the violent nature of this conflict, both Kosovar and Serbian citizens should have the right to live freely and without repercussion, regardless of belief or ethnicity. Both countries contain minority populations, and therefore, their governments have a responsibility to protect the rights of these minorities, especially in times of conflict. While tensions over independence were high, the conflict quickly escalated due to Milosevic's blatant ethnic favoritism. Not only did the president deploy overwhelming policing forces, but he also suppressed the teaching of the Albanian language, fired thousands of Albanians, and even refused to acknowledge Kosovo as its own independent country. Milosevic had been part of the Serb minority in Yugoslavia and Kosovo and retained a great deal of bitterness over the province becoming independent. In doing so, the president completely failed in his responsibility to his people. As long as Serbia claims Kosovo as a province, the Kosovar people are under the protection of its president. Milosevic's actions are a direct violation of Kosovar people's basic rights of life and a lack of discrimination. In 1999, the former president was accused of orchestrating several mass murders, and he was tried for his crimes. The charges included persecution, inhumane transfer, and genocide. However, the presiding judge stated that there was not enough evidence to prove that the president was part of the extermination of Kosovars, and Milosevic died of a heart attack in a UN holding cell a few years later. President Milosevic was not the only leader to commit violent crimes based on ethnicity. On the contrary, one of the most violent groups in the Kosovo War was the Kosovo Liberation Army, or the KLA. Founded in 1996, the Kosovo Liberation Army was an Albanian Kosovar terrorist group dedicated to combating Serbian President Milosevic's totalitarian reign. The KLA quickly became a radicalized terrorist group, violently attacking minority Serbs in their struggle for Albanian independence. While the Kosovo Liberation Army was officially disbanded at the conclusion of the Kosovo War, and many of the members converted to a peacekeeping force known as the Kosovo Protection Corps, the conversion was not completely successful, as the Kosovo Liberation Army still exists and continues to commit violent crimes and acts of terrorism, further destabilizing the region. While the Kosovars' right to live safely and without discrimination had been violated, their solution was to get revenge by violating the Serbs' rights. This was proven ineffective when President Milosevic punished violence with violence, killing many innocent citizens. Civilian casualties highlight much of what was done wrong in the Kosovo War, as both Milosevic and the Kosovo Liberation Army failed in their responsibilities and bystanders paid the price. The Kosovo War finally resolved in 1999 when the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, often known as and referred to as NATO, stepped in on behalf of the Kosovars. Prompted by Milosevic's relentless campaign against ethnic Albanians, NATO deployed a series of bombs at Serb forces, granting Kosovo a brief respite. Soon after the bombings, an agreement was reached that ordered Serbia to withdraw their troops, allowing Kosovars to return. Kosovo officially declared their independence from Serbia and Milosevic in February of 2008, when the Assembly of Kosovo unanimously adopted and signed the Kosovo Declaration of Independence. Kosovo's Albanian majority braved cold weather and snow to parade in the streets, waving flags, celebrating with firecrackers, cheering, and chanting independence. Serbs were less pleased with the Declaration of Independence and protested at losing their country's cultural heartland by throwing stones, smashing windows, and even attacking a United Nations building. 10 years later, Serbia holds the same position, maintaining a constitutional claim on what they see as a rebelling province. Despite strong support from the West, Kosovo's lack of global recognition has been a greatly limiting factor in its diplomatic development, as well as economic development. For example, Russia and China have worked together to prevent Kosovo from entering the United Nations. The European Union refuses to accept Kosovo's application until its relationships with Serbia are normalized. This is especially important as it will help neutralize situations in the Balkans. However, this is quite unfortunate as Kosovo could greatly benefit from European Union or United Nations membership in terms of their economy, as well as being able to learn from these more experienced governments. Additionally, while some countries such as the United States, the United Nations, Australia, Albania, Germany, France, and Afghanistan have recognized Kosovo as an independent country, Kosovo is not internationally recognized as a country, and many countries struggling with separatist movements have refused Kosovo's plea for recognition as a country, fearing that Kosovo will set a precedent for their own rebelling provinces. This struggle for Kosovo's independence has been an ongoing issue for over 25 years, but has not received the amount of media coverage that it requires. When responsibilities are ignored and rights violated, it becomes the responsibility of every human to address the issue and repair the situation to the best of their ability. Unfortunately, the West has not acted on this responsibility when it comes to Kosovo. This may be a result of the small size of the Balkan region, or because there is very little physical difference between Serbs and Kosovars, and the media therefore has trouble painting an antagonist. Whatever the reason, Milosevic, the Kosovo Liberation Army, and the rest of the world have all completely failed in practicing their responsibilities, and the number of resultant casualties promotes a powerful lesson to be adhered to in the future.